Hi guys, welcome to our channel. So we are back with another interview experience segment for you, and today's company is Symphony Talents, and the job role that we'll be discussing is that of an associate engineer. So do stay tuned to know more about the recruitment process, the eligibility, and etc. So guys, we also have a Telegram channel जहाँ पे we'll be posting your job updates. So anybody who is interested, the link will be in the description box below. So do join that channel. And we are also attaching a form in the description box. If you're interested to give your interview experience on our channel, you can fill up the form and we'll get back to you.
So the profile offered by Symphony Talents were associate engineer, implementation engineer. The CTC that they are giving is 8 LPA. So eligibility, coming to eligibility criteria, branches eligible are CS, IT, and ENTC. SSC and HSC score should be above 60%, and BTech CGPA should be 6.75 and above. Coming to the online test, EduThrill was the platform, which was their Symphony Talents platform itself, and it has the aptitude test MCQs based on the multiple tests, in which you have to give minimum 10 tests, and the test will be of 2 to 3 minutes, and you should be getting the score of 60% for all the tests. Like you should be maintaining 60% and above to get the coding test. Coming to the coding test, there was only one question, and it was a project based question, which was of 30 minutes. And after that, if you clear the coding round, then you will be having interview rounds. One will be tech and other will be HR. All this will be discussed. All this process will be discussed in very much detail with our guest today. Since CAT is very near, Unacademy is offering you the last minute push to your CAT 2021 preparations with all new 2 month subscription. Top educators help to teach in the last minute preparation, 10 full length mock tests and 9 sectional tests for CAT 2021, and detailed video analysis of all the mock tests and sectional tests that you have given, and also 100 plus hours of intense practice till CAT 2021. And this is a 2 month subscription. Also, you will get an extra 10% off using our educator code, that is BSW10.
This is basically like a crash course that you can complete, that you can have for your CAT 2021 preparations if you only have, since you only have 2 months left. So do apply for this and don't forget to use our code BSW10 for 10% off.
Comprehensive evaluation for your CAT 2021 test that you will be giving will be solved in depth by the experts of Unacademy, and the dates for the test are given here. This all tests are free. Like you can enroll for the test for free. This 4 tests, that is on 17, 24, 31st, and 7, and also high quality video solutions and live in-depth analysis of each and every test will be given by Unacademy itself. Hi guys, our guest for today has arrived. So welcome Arushi. She has cracked the off-campus recruitment drive for Symphony Talents as an associate engineer. Welcome to our channel, Arushi.
Hi everyone, my name is Arushi Gupta and I have just finished my graduation from MIT WPU, and I have a bachelor's degree in computer science and engineering, and like Devesh and Sanchita said, I have started working in Symphony Talent as an associate engineer.
So let's move to the interview process now. In the beginning of the phase, there were, I guess, 2 tests. So can you brief us about both the tests and how it went?
Yeah. So the first test was an aptitude test. It was based on topics like DBMS, OOPS concepts, OS, and a little bit of CN. And the pattern of the test was, so it was conducted on a platform called EduThrill, which is, I think, a platform of the company itself. And you get multiple chances to give different tests. So you're supposed to give a minimum of 10 assignments, which last like 2 to 3 minutes each. And your average total score should be more than 60%. And if it's more than 60%, you get to go forward to the next rounds. So that is the aptitude test round. After that, there is a coding test, which is if you clear your aptitude test, you get another mail for giving the coding test. Now the coding test is project based. in the sense that you'll be given an entire project on the platform, and you have to fill in codes at various different places. So you'll be given a problem statement, which is like any other coding test, and you have to write the code for that and write the entire logic for that. And after that, you also have to write test cases. Now, these test cases are not just writing the input. You have to use JUnit testing to write the input and the output. So that is something, if you know, it'll be easier for you to appear for the coding test. Yeah.
So talking about the first test, what were the questions like? It was general apti or it was related to technical part?
So it was all technical based. They were MCQ based. So what used to happen was, like I said, each assignment or each test was 2 to 3 minutes long. Within that, there were a given number of questions. Now each question within that assignment had a specific time. For example, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, depending on the difficulty of that individual question. And MCQ, so you had 4 options to choose from. So my one tip would be that even if you do not know the answer, because there is no negative marking, like do not leave it blank. At least select something, start thinking about it if you have more amount of time, and then answer, select that instead, but don't leave it blank. Yeah.
And you gave all of them in one go, or like you took breaks in between and then you could shift to the next section?
So that depends on each person individually. I just decided to give them in a go because I was pretty late attempting those tests. But you actually get like a good amount of days to appear for tests. And like I said before, you have like a 60% average score that you're supposed to maintain. My tip would be that try to attain that. So you're supposed to appear for a minimum number of 10 assignments, right? So try to keep your score high, because general maths, if your denominator keeps increasing, as in your number of tests keep increasing, right? Even if you'll actually have to put in a lot of effort to increase your marks if you don't attain that in the initial tests. So keep your score high from the beginning, and if you get like a 60% score in like 10 tests, there is no need to keep on giving more tests. There is no sort of weightage on the number of tests you've appeared for, because for the role that I got selected, I only gave 10 tests, and since I had that score greater than 60%, I was able to go through to the coding round.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in the coding round, do you remember the question and how did you approach for it? Or any little bit like string arrays or something?
The question I definitely do not remember. I've appeared for, you guys know, we've appeared for so many interviews that remembering coding questions of each is going to be difficult. But again, if I have to give tips for like coding, I would probably say there are so many platforms that are already available, and you don't really need to go on to, CodeChef and stuff and do competitive coding there, because that is completely different. You can just log into HackerRank, for example, and just solve like the problem solving section of it, and like try to do it on your own. And that will really help you appearing for coding tests in general. So yeah.
Okay. And you said that something JUnit, this was different from other tests that you have given.
Yeah. So for Symfony, was the first time I came across this in a coding exam, and multiple companies actually tell you to write test cases, but in most companies they just tell you to write the input, and like in a text file or something, you just have to write the input line by line. And they'll give you like write around 10 test cases or something like that. But here it was a step higher. You had to use some like this testing framework called JUnit testing, where you don't only need to write the input, you also need to write the input in the proper syntax that is there, and that file will also run. And so that is something that is a part of the coding tests that are conducted by Symfony. Yep.
Okay, I guess then we can move on to the interview round.
Yeah. So the interview rounds pretty generic. All of the information that you've been getting from that channel would help. Again, questions based on like, so at least have a good understanding of one programming language, because that'll help you write the code in front of them. And it doesn't matter whether it's Java, Python, or C++ for that matter, because what they're really trying to test is whether you can write the logic or not. So that is one thing. So my the first round, which is technical, was around 30 to 40 minutes long, and I was asked questions over like different problems I was given, and I was asked to write the code for them. So I chose. So you can write it. I wrote it in Java, and since most software development is Java based, so it gives you indirect bonus points if you write the code down in Java for them. And rather than just writing down inbuilt functions or knowing inbuilt functions and writing the code for that, actually know like behind the scenes logic. Because if you just write some function name which is like provided by the language itself, they'll actually ask you to write down the code behind the that function. So that is one thing. I was asked SQL queries, so that is something that you should have like a good hold over. And then I was also asked logic-based questions, which is like maths questions and puzzles. So that is also something. I mean, these are all generic interview questions that do get covered in some of the other companies. So there's nothing unique as such. But yeah, you're supposed to have a good hold over all of these things. So this was the technical round, and in the HR round, it was not conducted by an HR person. It was actually like a managerial come HR round, and it was conducted by a senior director from that company. And questions were based on introducing myself and what do I like. And I think one highlight would be that if you're not belonging to Bangalore, since the company is based in Bangalore, they might ask you whether you're comfortable shifting to Bangalore or not. So have a good answer for that. And the other thing is the one section that you actually have control over is that at the end of the HR round, they will ask you whether you have any good questions to ask. You have any questions to ask them or not. So identify one or two good questions based on the research that you've already done about the company, and ask them a question, because that is also something that I think candidates are judged upon. So have that in place rather than saying that you do not have any question at all.
So if you can kindly summarize the whole process, the duration of the whole process.
So I got to hear about the company in the month of December. So since it is off campus, I went to that separate career portal that they have, which is called EduThrill, and I applied there. And the aptitude tests that I spoke about, which you have to give like a minimum of 10 assignments, that I completed in the month of December itself. The coding test that I gave was in the month of Jan, and I think you can give it a little earlier than that. Like the coding test link comes within a few days after clearing your aptitude test. Then there was a huge gap, and I got to know about my interview process in the month of Feb ending. And after that, during Feb ending and the beginning of March, like within a few days, both the interview processes were completed, and I got my result. Yeah. So again, I would like to add here that because of the pandemic, even their process got delayed a lot. And I do not think usually there is such a huge gap between tests and interviews. So that is like this timeline that I told you all about is something that is probably just specific to me and like my batch this year.
So I also heard that you did an internship before getting the full-time role. So how did you get to work with the company as an intern?
So after my interviews were over, somewhere in the month of March, I told that I've been selected for the internship, which started from the 15th of March and lasted 2 months. so till like the 15th of April. The internship was split into two different sections. The first section was like a classroom sort of environment where we were taught different technology stacks, different other requirements that are needed by the company. So like we were taught about Scrum, we were taught about other like functional requirements, non-functional requirements, a lot of different things in like the first half of the internship. And the second half, all the interns were split into smaller teams, and all of us were given like a problem statement, which is specific to the domain the company is based in, and we were all told to work upon it. And it was something that all of us got a chance to build from scratch. So one thing that I think everybody should know about is that once you get selected, right, you will be presented with an internship offer letter, and that in no way guarantees you a full-term employment. And this statement is even written in the internship offer letter itself. And so that is like a risk that you'll have to take. Yeah, you'll get to know about your full-time employment during the internship, whether you're getting it or not. And you'll be getting the offer letter if you are selected as a full-time employee, like somewhere near your joining date. So that is something that you should be aware about.
It's more of a probation period that you're on, like a training period where they'll be judging you whether they should be giving you the role or not, right? Cool.
And since they put us in projects and, like get to test us out also, that it's definitely like a mini probation period for sure. While following the proper sprints that are carried during Scrum.
And how has your experience been so far working with the company? How are you finding it?
My experience has been really great. One thing that I really like about this company was that they don't really restrict you in terms of technology, especially since we are newly graduated people that are joining the industry for the first time. I mean, we believe that we are good at certain things, but there are also certain other things that we might be good at, which we haven't probably ever tried. Something that is encouraged here, like you can try out a lot of different things. You can request within the company that you want to try out this particular technology, and you're given some work regarding that. So that is one good thing. In terms of culture, I mean, as much as it is possible online, there are a lot of fun Friday events that happen, and a lot of other like different events that happen to bond people online.
Arushi, are there any tips for our juniors before applying into Symphony Talent?
So one thing in common, which you might have heard like multiple times on many videos, is that do not try to fake your resume. Be honest to yourself and to your resume, because that is definitely something you get asked questions upon, and then based on the sincerity with which you're answering, you will be judged. So don't try to fake your resume. That is one thing. The other thing, which has also been mentioned before by people, is that getting placed is really based on luck, right? So like I was trying to get placed ever since placement started for me, like from the month of July, and I eventually got placed in the month of like February, March. So do not get disheartened. Just keep on applying for companies because you never know where you might get lucky. And like there are so many times जब हम सोचते हैं कि like अगर especially if there's like a company offering like a really big amount of package, तो हम लोग खुद ही सोचते हैं कि मेरा तो यहाँ पे नहीं होने वाला है and I'm not worth it. And but kabhi like people apply for it and then they actually get selected. So like the joy of getting selected at such places जहाँ पे तुम्हें लगता नहीं है कि तुम्हारा हो जाएगा, that, and just the joy of getting placed finally यार इतनी मेहनत करने के बाद. So keep on applying to everywhere you get a chance. हाँ बस तुम लोग minimum cap amount लगा सकते हो, like do not go below a certain CTC. Especially during the initial months of placements, if you aren't getting placed, you can have a minimum cap amount. But after a given amount of time, again, I can't say because for us, since we had the pandemic, there was no really trend in the placements, and good companies were coming till the end. And it was different for us seniors, and it was probably going to be different for you again, because 1 year data is never a trend. And so you should not depend on whatever happened in our times, as in when companies are going to come and when they're not. But in general, if it's really late in your own personal timeline, if you have a time to be placed by, what you can do is you more important is to have a placement rather than having the most amazing package that you wanted. So after a given point of time, even apply for other companies which have like a lesser package based on what your personal goals are, because it is very important to enter the industry by the month of, let's say, like June next year for sure, because then two things happen. One, the next batch comes in, right? And there's something that happens, as in any company that is coming for placements in the month of June would prefer taking the smartest kids of the next batch rather than taking the people that are left at the end of your batch. And you are asked a lot of questions based on why you haven't been placed till now. So have good answers ready for that if you haven't been placed for a really long time, and try getting placed by the month of Feb and March. And another thing that happens is a lot of companies conduct internships, right? So which is why getting placed earlier is something that is required, because either you can miss out on the entire internship program, which makes you less viable a candidate for a full-time employee. Otherwise, even if you join, if you because of all other circumstances, you are given a full-term employment, you will somewhere be left behind, and it'll be like your responsibility to cover all of that information that was shared before. So try to get placed as early as possible.
Okay, then, guys, it's a wrap for today. Thank you so much, Arushi, for coming in and sharing the amazing tips that you provided. And guys, Arushi's LinkedIn handle will be in the description box below. So you feel free to reach out to her in case you have any doubts regarding the recruitment process. And yeah, so we'll be back next week with another interview experience segment for you. Till then, take care and prepare well. Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye,
you.
guys.
Thank you for having me on your channel. I'm like, finally, like, this is my YouTube debut. And the best thing I liked about recording this with y'all is that I got a chance to direct the video instead of y'all telling me what to do. So like, I had fun doing that. Yeah.